It's a gorgeous setting at Conan High School in scenic Hoffman Estates. And today we bring you the 8th Illinois Girls State Soccer Championship game as the Naperville Central Redhawks take on the Palatine Pirates. Good evening, everyone. I'm Jim Kozimor along with Ed Vicinic, and we welcome you to a big soccer match for the state championship for the girls. And this one, in some ways, for Naperville Central, is a bit of a deja vu. They've been here before just a year ago. They were in the state championship game but lost a tough battle to St. Charles. And Ed, how can that experience help them tonight?
Well, I think it's going to help them a lot. They know what it's been through. They've been here before. They were the odds-on favorite. A lot of people in the state predicted them to make it here. They've gone through all the pressure. They've gotten here. Now I think they're a bit more relaxed and they're ready to go at it.
For Naperville Central, this is a team with a lot of offensive punch, and they're led by one of the best in the state. Ann Mucci, the all-time leading scorer for the Redhawks, she's the one to keep an eye on.
Ann Mucci, an all-stater. She played a bit midfield play for the Redhawks up until the state tournament, but Ed Watson figured they needed to get some offense in. They moved her to forward. Now she's scoring goals. The other all-stater on the Redhawk team is their goalkeeper, Shelly Kruger. Kruger, 15 shutouts during the regular season. She is a very aggressive keeper and the key to their defense.
For Palatine, they had a very tough road to get to the finals. 5 losses in the regular season and a very difficult semifinal game against last year's state champion St. Charles. They needed overtime, they needed a shootout, but eventually Palatine came away with a victory and they find themselves in the title game. That victory this morning, that was a little bit of a mild upset.
I would say a mild upset. They played very well, the Pirates did, and maybe some retribution too. They lost to St. Charles in the semifinals last year, so they get by them. Now they get into the championship game. They are really a team without stars, but if you have to pick out one girl, probably forward Patty Sharapata, who played very well in the semifinals, scoring 2 goals and helping her team to that victory.
Well, Ed, this should promise to be a very good match. The girls' state championship game in soccer. Straight ahead, we'll have the starting lineups and the opening kick as you get ready for girls soccer here on Sports Channel. Jim Kozimor, Ed Vicinic with you at Conan High School in Hoffman Estates, and we do welcome you to the Girls State Soccer Championship game. A beautiful evening for it, a bit of a cross breeze down on the field, and now it's time for the starting lineups as Naperville Central, who was here a year ago, takes on Palatine, and there you see it, the goalkeeper Shelly Kruger, the best in the state at that position. Darta, Rose, Watts, and Welsh, the rest of the defense. And for Naperville, on the midfield, Kroos, Williams, and Mucci, the one to watch, McCamick, Latcher, and Jane Mucci, related, of course, to Ann Mucci.
There's 3 sets of sisters on the Naperville Central squad, the Welshes, the Hutchins, and the Mucci.
All of our fans today, each of the schools.
And as we get ready to take a look at the Palatine Pirates starting lineup, you see their goalkeeper, Aaron Eckberg, and again, a very good one, just a sophomore, but has 15 shutouts this year. Constable, Marcus, Fisher, and Kane, the rest of that Palatine Pirate defense. The midfielders, Douglas, Zamarin, Turnus, and Shager. Then the forwards,
Patty
Sharapata, and Brewer. Again, here is Aaron Eckberg, just a sophomore, had 14 shutouts going into the state play, picked up her 15th shutout in the quarterfinals, and on the other side, the best in the state, Shelly Kruger.
Very aggressive keeper. She holds that defense together, the Redhawks, very strong, and the back line.
And we're ready to go. Naperville Central, who got to the finals by winning earlier today and did it in simple fashion over Buffalo Grove, 3-1. Palatine needing the shootout against last year's state champion, St. Charles. The officials today, Stephen Davidson, and there you see him right there. He'll be flanked by Randy Brickman and Frank Rago, and we are ready to go from Conan High School. The 8th Illinois State Girls Soccer Championship gets started. In white uniforms, the Palatine Pirates. That is Christy Brewer with a ball. She is tackled out of bounds, and it will be Palatine ball. White and red against red over white.
Jim, this is something you're going to be seeing all game when there's a throw-in for the Palatine Pirates. Diane Marcus can really launch the ball only a senior, she'll get to the ball in front of the goal a lot, almost like a corner kick.
That was a tremendous throw-in. It did get all the way to the crease, and a nice save by Shelly Kruger. She went up and grabbed it in traffic, and there's that aggressive play of the goalkeeper.
Yeah, that's an offensive attack you're going to see from Palatine all game long. As a matter of fact, Ed Watson from Naperville Central, after his semifinal win, says the first thing I'm going to do is try and get the groundskeeper to move the touch lines out about 10 yards so it would negate the effectiveness of Diane Marcus.
And again, we'll have another throw-in. This time it will be Naperville Central, but that was a tremendous throw-in. Is that unique in girls soccer?
Yeah, I mean, even for the guys, there aren't all that many guys that can launch it that long. She really it gets her whole body flowing at the same time and launches it into the area.
And now Naperville Central trying to attack, but a good play defensively by Diane Marcus to knock it out of the attacking area. She was a special mention All-Stater, number 15, Diane Marcus. Naperville Central trying to push the ball into their offensive end, headed out of traffic. And now they come out a bullet pass ahead that actually bounced off Christy Brewer. She couldn't quite handle it. And now it's Joanne Douglas up the right side, and it's knocked out of bounds.
Joanne Douglas is going to have her hands full with that girl right there, Debbie Welsh, Jr. She scored a goal in the sectional win over Naperville North from about 30 yards out, a booming right foot. But Welsh will go over, through, around anything that's in her way. Very aggressive defender.
Palatine wearing the white tops over red. Naperville just the opposite, red over white, and a diving catch by the goalkeeper, Shelly Kruger again, and she's already been tested and showing her athletic ability.
And technically very sound, Shelly Kruger. I mean, she stretched out well, snagged it with both hands, and came down, protected the ball to prevent a rebound.
And you must be aggressive in that goalkeeping area. You cannot lay back and let the ball come to you. You have to go get the ball.
I think the important thing, Jim, is to make a decision and follow through, whether it's the correct decision or the incorrect one. But once you've made up your mind to do something, don't get caught in no man's land. And very rarely does Shelly Kruger get caught in a bad spot.
Lisa McCamick tries to center one through to the middle, and a first touch for Erin Eckberg. And how does that feel for a goaltender, just to get that first touch, the first feel of the ball?
Obviously, you want it to be as easy as possible to get the shakes out a little bit. But from the Naperville Central standpoint, McCamick crossing the ball across the goal mouth, that is one of their offensive attack methods. Palatine Pirates, there you see how they made it here. Some close ones, but 3 shutouts, and then that big penalty kick win over St. Charles, the defending state champs, in the semifinals earlier in the day.
And to beat the defending state champions, that should give you, at least mentally, give you an edge, knowing that you can beat a team, a very good one, that owns the state crown.
You know, Palatine is the only team to defeat St. Charles in the last 2 years. St. Charles were undefeated state champs last year. Palatine beat them not once, but twice.
Naperville Central will have a scoring opportunity, a corner kick coming up, and their coach, Ed Watson, now getting a chance to set up something big. Rebecca Rose will be the one to kick in, and a right-footed kick. That means the ball will be hooking away from the goal. Header that goes over the crossbar. Good effort, but in a situation like that, do you want the hook to go toward the goal?
Well, there's a couple of schools of thought on that. If the ball's going away from goal, it makes the goalkeeper decide how far she's going to come out to get the ball. You also got some more power on the ball going toward goal. I mean, when it's coming away from goal and you head it toward. And the other school of thought is if you got a ball diving into the goal, just a little deflection can make it get past that goalkeeper.
No score in the Illinois Girls State Soccer Championship game from Conan High School. Naperville Central and Palatine going at it. Naperville Central having a much easier time of it earlier today in the state semis.
Yeah, Ed Watson, there you see Willie Fillion from Palatine in his second year as the girls head coach. He won the boys state soccer championship last fall. But you're right, as far as Naperville Central, they got a 3-0 lead on Buffalo Grove, and Ed Watson was able to rest a lot of his starters.
trying to attack Christy Brewer. Sees nothing but red jerseys in front of her. Good defensive play that time to clear the area.
Rebecca Rose there, the senior, second team All-State mention.
It will be a throw-in situation for the Palatine Pirates, and number 15, Diane Marcus, will throw in. And this is a dangerous play again.
It always is, and I know that this is a situation that Ed Watson is concerned about. Anytime you get some traffic in front of the goal and that ball coming through on a restart, it's dangerous.
Marcus with a long throw. The header toward the goal goes over the crossbar. So already both teams attacking nicely with scoring opportunities.
And dead ball situations is something that Willie Fillion works on a lot with his club. He told me, you know what, most of the time the midfield will take care of itself. We're concerned with our defense to make sure that's strong. We work a little bit on finishing, but our dead balls are also a big part of our preparation.
First corner kick coming up for Palatine. And again, a left-footed kick out of the corner. This hook will go toward the goal. Right on target. It is punched out by the goaltender, Shelley Kruger, nicely, and it rolls all the way across the field and then out of bounds.
So even though this didn't go over the end line, it's going to be another long throw for Naperville Central. And Shelley Kruger is getting her money's worth early on.
There's the long throw in, and the ball is headed out. And finally, Naperville Central trying to clear. Nice play, Lisa McCamick, with some good footwork to get it out into an open area. Boy, but Palatine, the Pirates really look aggressive so far. They've had the better scoring chances early.
And you know what? They're a bit against the wind here in the early going. It's somewhat of a crosswind, but it's favoring the Naperville Central Redhawks right now. And Palatine has been able to negate that wind to this point.
Jenny Zamarin with a left foot kick ahead that's knocked out of bounds by Heather Watts of Naperville Central.
And the two early semifinal games, the wind definitely a factor as it blew from north to south, and the teams heading south took advantage of it.
Now Naperville Central trying to start something offensively, but again, good defensive play by the Palatine Pirates, and now they get an opportunity. Christy Brewer streaking up, tied up, but Palatine keeps the ball. Patty Sharapata gets tripped up, and finally the zone is cleared.
Patty Sharapata unafraid to go one-on-one and try to undress a defender.
Ball cleared back toward the Palatine defensive end, and there the goalkeeper, Erin Eckberg, the sophomore, second team All-State, puts the ball back into play.
Now, you mentioned she's a sophomore. There's a lot of sophomores playing in this game. Naperville Central has a good 3 or 4, with Palatine starting 5 sophomores.
Both teams very young. Why is that? Is soccer just maturing now for these young women?
Well, I think that has something to do with it, and I think as it has developed, the kids are starting at a younger age, and these girls that are sophomore that are playing might have had a head start touching the ball as opposed to the seniors. It's really amazing as I looked at the rosters and saw how many sophomores were playing, not only in this game, but in the semifinals. You know, St. Charles is going to be a team to contend with. Not that they haven't always been, but they've got a lot of sophomores playing on their roster.
Ball kicked out by Palatine in the white, and number 20, Patty Sharapata, gets tied up and loses it out of bounds.
It's going to go to the Redhawks, is Steve Davison calling a deflection.
Patty Sharapata scoring 2 goals this morning and helping her Palatine Pirates get to the state championship game. No score, just over 30 minutes remaining in this first half of play. The wind was a factor this morning, blowing hard toward the one end, what would be the right side of the field as you look at the field here and watch the state championship game, and that affected the offensive play this morning.
Oh, without a doubt. You know, a lot of the teams that were forced to go against the wind had trouble with their goal kicks, had trouble working the ball out of their own end, and obviously it shortened the field for the attacking side and allowed more chances. Palatine showed a lot of heart in that game. They were down twice before coming back to tie and then winning it in penalty kicks.
Palatine right now is working into a soft cross breeze And they have not been affected by the wind at all here in the first half. And they again will have it from the side with another long throw in and the arduous run for Diane Marcus to get right over to it. That wind dying down right now, but at times it starts to swirl and pick up quite a bit where those flags start to really flap in the breeze.
Jim, I think you hit it on the head. Diane Marcus has to make a long run all the time from her stopper position to get in and make this throw.
Marcus' long throw in is headed over the goal by Patty Sharapata.
Here's how the Redhawks got here. 3-1 win. The big win for them was over Naperville North, an arch rival. Then they had to go to 2 overtimes to beat O'Fallon in a game that the Redhawks really didn't look like they had come prepared to play, but that's the game that all the pressure was on them. The quarterfinals, everybody expecting them to get to the championship, but they pulled it out and then had a relatively easy time with Buffalo Grove. They opened up a 3-0 lead, and like I said, Ed Watson was able to rest a lot of his starters and hopefully keep them fresh for this game. At least that's the way he was drawing it up on the board.
Many people talk about Naperville Central as they try to bring the ball into their offensive end, but it goes out of bounds first. They are one of the teams to watch, or were one of the teams to watch all season long after last year's loss in the finals to St. Charles, 2-1. But this season, Palatine has played very well. Ed Watson, they're the coach of the Naperville Central Redhawks, has had to keep his team on track. And when you come so close, it could be so hard to, again, achieve that, but they were able to battle back and get right back to the championship game.
He said he started thinking about the possibility of his girls winning state this year after the loss last year. His problem was he had to try and keep his girls focused on having fun. He said one of the problems this entire season with having to deal with all the pressure is I had to keep telling the girls, have fun, enjoy this. And, you know, that's kind of a hard thing to do when you're a junior, sophomore, junior, senior in a high school, and you've got all these people expecting you to just roll through your opponents. Have some fun, enjoy this.
Here's a chance for Naperville Central. A hard shot that is just wide of the goal. A sliding attempt that time.
A flash of the speed of Lisa McCamick. McCamick has blazing speed from the outside. There she got a touch inside Costabile and just slung it toward goal. Looked like it might have been a deflection there, but Eckberg had the short post closed down.
Here's a lob to the middle. The header is in the goal. A goal for Naperville Central. Bridget Darta was able to get the header into the net. And the Redhawks go up 1-0.
All the way up from her sweeper position, Bridget Dorada, a junior. She's brought up front by Ed Watson for the corner kicks and the dead balls. Remember, that was created by Lisa McCamick's run down the left side, and there's a very happy junior. Ball got crossed into a crowd, and Dorada just with a bit more intensity and aggressiveness toward the ball got it past Aaron Eckberg.
And so Naperville Central takes the lead, although Palatine has had most of the offensive pressure in this game. And now Naperville Central tries to keep at it, but the ball goes out of bounds. It will be Palatine's ball, and now it is up for Willie Fillion to try to work his magic and keep his team on that offensive pace, because they had been peppering Shelley Kruger, the Redhawks goalkeeper, with many shots early. Sarah Welsh brings it into an attacking area, tries to cross, but it's kicked out of bounds off Palatine.
I think the Redhawks are starting to get their claws into this game a little bit after a good 15 minutes of kind of taking what Palatine had to give. Debbie Welsh has a pretty good throw.
And she comes into Ann Mucci. Mucci, who we haven't heard much of in this game, with a nice center. There's the header that goes out of bounds on the end line. And here's the goal, and it was a pretty one.
Gets crossed in, and watch Dorada go up strong. Actually, Eckberg took it off the face. But you saw how high and how aggressively Bridget Dorada went to that ball. She's left with a bit of space in front of goal.
And that was Ann Mucci who made the cross that time and delivered a fine pass to Bridget Dorada.
A substitution into the Pirate lineup. They bring on Anne-Marie Vecchiola, who is an offensive threat. She has a lot of speed, although her legs are short. You'll see her working hard, but she can break free on the wings and scored a crucial goal for Palatine along the way to the state championship.
Vecchiola, who just booted the ball with the left foot, is wearing number 7, all of 4'11", and a special mention as an all-stater.
She scored the goal in the win over Sacred Heart Griffin in the quarterfinals in that 1-0 victory for Palatine.
And unlike many players, she does like to come off the bench. And here's another streak up by Naperville Central.
The speed of Lisa McCamick.
She is quick and very good in traffic with the ball.
Only a sophomore. Here's another sophomore, Jeanette Kroos.
Kroos had it punched out of bounds, but it touched her last. So Palatine will have the ball and throw in. Willie Fillion has been very quiet, tends to coach from his seat, enjoys watching the game there, where on the other side, Ed Watson, in his 3rd year with the Redhawks, he is up and shouting encouragement to his players throughout the game. And right now, Naperville Central leads 1-0, and they're in the attacking zone. Here's a cross that's headed out, but a chance out front that goes over the top of the netting.
Ann Mucci was looking for a highlight film goal there. The flying volley, and she got just a bit under it. But watch her instincts. This is a great ball down the wing. And Julie McHale will get it across on the one time. Watch Ann Mucci come flying in after the deflection. Just got under it just a little bit.
Pretty play all the way around. A very nice center that time.
The Redhawks very good at getting the ball across.
They try to attack one more time, and chasing it out of bounds, Christy Costable. And now the Pirates will throw in. So the game is decidedly turned here early on. Palatine applying most of the pressure. They now have the ball. But Naperville Central taking the 1-0 lead and putting a lot of pressure on. Ouch, a big collision. That involved Bridget Darta and Christy Brewer.
Watch him go out. Darta's taking control of her turf. Yeah, she fouled her, but she's letting the forward know that they're not going to have easy touches on the ball. And Dorada is feeling a little bit of that.
Feels the side of her head. She actually had the clean shot at Christy Brewer and never saw it coming.
Diane Marcus will take the free kick. Strong right foot against the 3-woman wall.
For Marcus, 7 goals and 14 assists on the season. Lines up and tries to find a teammate. Ball swept away, and a nice sliding kick by Darta out front, and then an offside is called.
Dorada is really playing some inspired soccer right now for the Redhawks. She's doing it from her sweeper position, a position that she's kind of been thrown into. Jeanette Kroos was the sweeper for the Redhawks most of the season, but come state tournament time, Ed Watson said, you know what, I need to move Ann Mucci out of the midfield and back up forward. So Kroos moved from sweeper into the midfield, and Dorada back to the sweeper position. She's kind of been cast in there, although she has played the position on lower levels for Naperville Central.
The Redhawks try to start a rush, and Mucci surrounded by 3 white jerseys, and she will be surrounded all day long. It'll be tough for her to get a clean look. Little bump, but no whistle, so they'll play on. On the near side, Christy Costa changed that, make it Julie McHale. Tries a center.
Number 6, McHale shot is
She
wide.
kicks it out of
Goal kick
bounds.
for the Pirates.
Right now, the Redhawks are finding a little bit of a soft spot on the right wing, and they're using that girl right there, Julie McHale, to get the ball down and across.
And as she goes off, she scored her first varsity goal to get to the semis. Julie McHale did, just a freshman.
Marcus.
Across the end line, it'll be a goal kick. And there again is Diane Marcus, who, boy, it seems like wherever the ball is, she is there.
And talking to Willie Fillion, he said, you know, I think Diane is somebody who's really stepped up for us. She's taken the attitude that if teams are going to score, they're going to have to come through me. And really, we talked in the open how Palatine is a team without a lot of big-name stars, if you want to call them that. There's nobody that has scored more than 9 goals during the regular season, whereas last year they had 3 players combined for 69. So it's a team of workers with a lot of heart and soul, and Diane Marcus is a big part of that.
Naperville Central still on the attack, and there's a bump. Number 20, Patty Sharapata, bumped into a Redhawk player, and so is Naperville Central. They'll have the free kick.
Just came in a little shy of the ball.
Ball headed out of the middle of the field, and now Jennifer Crummel kicks it towards the center. Vecchiola for Palatine is able to clear and tries to get it out. Now Naperville Central will have to get back on side, and the ball is knocked back toward the center of the field.
Right now the Pirates are in a little bit of a rut where they're just trying to alleviate some pressure defensively. And so they're whacking the ball outfield, and unfortunately for the Pirates, they're not finding anybody in a white shirt that can hold the ball and allow the defense to come forward and give them a little bit of breather. Maybe they should try playing the ball out to the wings a little bit, but when you're under pressure, you're just looking to get that thing the heck out of there.
Rebecca Rose was bumped from behind, and again it was Patty Sharapata. Some of these bumps, Sharapata has found herself in a few of them. I wonder if they're all accidental.
She's just going hard to the ball, and in the game against St. Charles, when Palatine really needed a lift, she was the girl that took it upon herself to get out there and go at it. And I really think she inspired her teammates to that victory. Good head ball won there by Palatine.
Sharapata clears it away from everyone. It appears that Palatine has gone to a more defensive style. Is that because Naperville Central is strictly on the attack?
They've been forced into that. Like I said, Naperville has gotten their claws in just a little bit.
The broadcast rights to this game have been granted to Sports Channel by the Illinois State High School Association solely for the entertainment of our viewing audience. Any reproduction without the written consent of Sports Channel and the IHSA is prohibited. 1-0, Naperville Central with the lead. The goal from Bridget Dorada on a header. We have just over 7 remaining in the first half. Margot Danakis into the game, a 5'6" junior for the Redhawks. She was wearing number 4. And Mucci in the middle of the field. He's very good with the ball. Finds the streaking Jeanette Kroos in the middle. She couldn't handle.
Here's another problem Palatine is having right now. When they do get the ball up forward, they're attacking 2-on-4. They got their 2 front runners up there, Patty Sharapata and Brooke Bauer, and they're not really getting any support from the midfield. And one of the reasons is because the intense pressure that Naperville Central has kept the Pirates under for the last, I don't know, good 10 minutes.
About 10 minutes, you are right.
In for the Pirates, number 4, Joanne Douglas.
And a substitution as Joanne Douglas comes on for the Palatine Pirates. She'll wear number 4.
Christy Constable.
With the throw-in, Julie make that Christy Constable with the throw-in for Palatine. The ball headed towards the middle of the field, and Rebecca Rose kicks it ahead for Anna Williams. She tries to streak up the left side, but a nice play by Jessica Berglund to run her off the ball. We talked how Willie Fillion, the coach of Palatine, coached the boys team to the state title. What are the differences in trying to coach the boys team as compared to the girls team? Is it a different style?
That's a dangerous question. You know what? My opinion is the girls tend to listen a little bit more. I really believe that. I think when you're a guy, a lot of times you've played a long time, you think you know more than the coach does. I think the girls are more apt to take instruction and to apply that instruction. I think, and boy, am I getting into deep water here. I think sometimes the tough part about coaching girls is you have to deal with more of the emotional aspect of it, where guys are more apt to let things run off their back. That's my opinion. Send the letters to somebody.
Ed Soccer Boy Vicinic, care of Sports Channel. 1-0, Naperville Central with the lead. Last year they were in the state title game against St. Charles, lost 2-1, trying to redeem themselves this year. They come in 22-3-2, and they have just 2 seniors on this club. Palatine wearing the white with the red tops at 25-1. There's the goalkeeper, Erin Eckberg. She is a sophomore, has 15 shutouts on the season. Palatine will have to pick it up offensively. Vecchiola, number 7, tries to run the ball down, but Rebecca Rose with a good defensive play, and then the ball is booted back toward the center of the field. Jeanette Kroos tries to find Lisa McCamick. Ball is out of bounds. With the score, Naperville Central 1, Palatine 0. We'll have more IHSA State Championship Soccer on Sports Channel. Dorada. Jim Kozimor, Ed Vicinic at Conan High School in Hoffman Estates. 1-0, Naperville Central leads this soccer game over Palatine, the girls' state championship meet. There was a scoring opportunity for Naperville Central wearing the red tops. But finally, Palatine able to get it to the center of the field. Palatine, they've got a history in soccer. Since '87, they've been a member of the Elite 8 5 times. The girls' state tourney started in 1988.
For the Naperville Central squad, they have made the progression up the ladder the last 4 years. Ed Watson talks about his seniors being able to write a perfect ending. They lost in the regionals when they were freshmen. They lost in the sectional finals when they were sophomores. Then they make it to the state championship game and lose as juniors. Now the likes of Ann Mucci and the other seniors on the Naperville Central roster able to finish it off with a flurry if they manage to hold on here.
And Naperville Central will have the throw-in.
Number 18.
Jennifer Crummel will toss in. Throws over the head of Heidi Wyszlinski. And there's McCamick on the right side. Her kick is knocked out of bounds. It is Wyszlinski who will throw in. No, it is not. There is a substitution first. Julie McHale will come back in, and Wyszlinski will have a seat. Kathy Kane, the sophomore defenseman for Palatine. She's got a tough job. Will anyone on Palatine try and shadow someone like an Ann Mucci who had 20 goals this year?
I don't think they're going to assign anybody individually to her right now. I think that probably falls to their stopper, Diane Marcus, when she gets in those situations. But they'll look to double team and get help from the sweeper, Christy Costable, and, you know, just find out where Mucci will set herself. And on top of the fact that Mucci has such great skills and can do so many things with the ball, she also likes to come back to the midfield, so that makes it even tougher for a defender to mark somebody like Ann Mucci, because she doesn't just hang upfield.
Naperville Central with one more shot on goal than Palatine, but that really doesn't tell the story of this game. There have been good scoring opportunities for both clubs. And right now, the Redhawks have the 1-0 lead with 10 minutes, 40 seconds remaining in the first half of action from Conan High School. And a beautiful evening for soccer, starting to cool just a bit, but will not affect the players. The field in very good condition, considering yesterday there was a steady mist or rain. Not a hard rain, more of a drizzle that came down throughout the afternoon. There's a neat center, and someone fans on the ball. And finally, Palatine able to clear.
That was a great collection by Jane Mucci and a crowd in the penalty area there. Took it down with the right foot and was able to turn it and get it across goal under pressure.
Diane Marcus will set the ball up and have a free kick as we continue play here. Exactly 10 minutes remaining first half. Naperville Central with the ball. There's a lob ahead. Julie McHale trying to chase it down, but she cannot. And the Pirates will throw in.
In for the Pirates.
Naperville Central's midfield is so good at getting the ball to the wings. They got Julie McHale right there on the right side. Lisa McCamick's been running the left flank for a while. And players like Kroos and sometimes Mucci when she comes back to the midfield, and her sister Jane, they're able to collect the ball, look up, and then play it diagonally off to the side, and that utilizes the speed of McHale and McCamick.
Again, Naperville Central trying to put together an attack.
See, now here's a chance for Palatine where they're getting some white shirts on the offensive half of the field. Now they can support the ball a little bit if they can get under control and compose themselves, but Naperville Central is making that kind of tough. Now the play's inching upfield a little bit, and instead of just taking the time to get some air after defending, Palatine could go forward and maybe try to create some attack.
Is it fair to have to play a semifinal game and then a final game of the same day?
I don't think so, but really, what else are you going to do? I mean, they got to get things done, and no, you're not getting these girls played on Friday and then 2 games on Saturday.
I would think that changes your substitution pattern if you're a coach.
Without a doubt.
Vecchiola with a center. No one was there to put it home, but again, a good opportunity. And with more white jerseys in the offensive end, Palatine tries to put pressure. Nice play by the goalkeeper. Shelley Kruger went out and grabbed that.
We got a little hint of what Vecchiola can do down the wing that time. Very speedy. She'll take it to the end line and get it across.
Ashley Latcher ahead for Anna Williams. She tries to slide and keep it alive, but cannot.
Constable throwing in for the Pirates.
And Palatine will throw in. Constable ahead for Roycroft. Ball chased down by Crummel, but Palatine knocks it back into the Naperville Central end. 7 minutes, 15 seconds remaining in the first half. Joanne Douglas with a high kick to the offensive end. Brooke Bauer there. Can't handle it for Palatine, and now Naperville Central. Ashley Latcher.
Remember that Palatine was down twice in the game to St. Charles. They got down 1-0 with a St. Charles goal, less than a minute remaining in the first half. Sharapata scored early in the second half, and then within seconds of that goal to tie, St. Charles came back to go ahead again, and yet still the Palatine Pirates came back to tie that game and then eventually win it on penalty kicks.
Anna Williams trying to find a streaking Julie McHale on the right side. McHale is able to block the kick out of bounds. Naperville Central leading this one 1-0 as we approach the 6-minute mark of the first half. Kathy Kane throws in. Joanne Douglas and Kane play catch. And now it's Kathleen Shager, who had 9 goals this year.
I like what Joanne Douglas did there on that throw-in. She collected it, played it back. Palatine is getting into a little habit because of the pressure to just one-touch it and just get it out of pressure. That time Douglas had a little bit of time. She collected it, composed herself, played it back. It's giving the Pirates a chance to play the ball around a little bit.
Number 1, Jeanette Cruz, and number 7, Heather Watt.
And Naperville Central will throw in. And Mucci gets tangled up, but is able to stay with it. Mucci in an attacking zone with a cross. There fanning on it is Julie McHale. She tried to get the left leg on it, but couldn't come up with the ball. Vecchiola hustles for Palatine to steal it away and finds ahead of the pack Brooke Bauer. Bauer wrestles with Rebecca Rose, and we have a whistle.
That's a great job by Anne-Marie Vecchiola. Not only did she hustle to come back and show herself to get the ball out of the defense.
Marcus with the restart for the Pirates.
Here's that pass by Ann Mucci, and McHale came across and couldn't quite get a leg on it.
I think Kathy Kane kind of obstructed her a little bit, her vision at least. But back to Vecchiola. She showed for the ball, gave her defense an option to get it out, and then after she played it forward to Bowers, she raced right back in to support. Great work by number 7, the sophomore, a special mention All-State.
The quickest player on the Pirates roster. Might not be the fastest, but the quickest, and that's completely different when it comes to getting into this game of soccer.
Now here's something we haven't seen in a while, the throw-in from Marcus.
And the ball headed right back out toward Marcus. Nice defensive play. Well, the pass comes all the way across and offside, and so with the score, Naperville Central 1 and Palatine nothing. You are watching Girls State Soccer Championships action on Sports Channel.
We may be celebs, but we're also good golfers.
Like the best player out here. His swing is beautiful, but again, he doesn't play too much. Watch this.
The CGA Chicago Classic, right here on Sports Channel.
Tonight on the Sports Channel Report, we'll have the latest on the Sox and their new manager. Game 7 highlights from the Indiana-Orlando series. Plus, we'll have interviews and postgame with Dale Talon from Game 2 in Detroit.
Ladies and gentlemen, Chicago Bulls legend, Stormin' Norman Van Leer.
I was telling my wife before I got up here that I'm usually not too nervous about anything, receiving anything, or approaching anything. I'm pretty secure about myself. And I guess the only reason tonight I'm a little nervous because this is the first time in all my life in Chicago I ever received any award. And I don't know how to act behind that. And I say that with seriousness because I haven't. And I honestly want to thank Sports Channel for doing this for me.
Jim Kozimor, Ed Vicinic with you from Conant High School. There you see Bridget Dorada, the reason for the Naperville Central 1-0 lead.
She's really put her stamp on this game, mostly defensively. Won a lot of the balls that are being sent into the Red Hawk penalty area and used effectively offensively as well by the Red Hawks.
Jessica Berglund kicks it ahead for the Pirates. That's Cindy Roycroft. And Berglund again lost it as it rolls out of bounds. It will be Naperville Central's ball, and they will throw in.
Seems to me the last 3 or 4 minutes, the Pirates with a little more spring in their step. They're going more aggressively to the ball, not afraid to mix it up when they have to.
And for the Pirates, we haven't seen Patty Sharapata. She's been taking quite a breather. And coming back in for Naperville Central is Lisa McCamick. We'll see how she has an effect because she's had a chance to get her wind back.
You know, we talked maybe physically what playing a game like that against St. Charles can have an effect, but, you know, mentally and emotionally, that was a huge game for Palatine.
Marcus ahead for Zavilla.
And wouldn't it be something if the Palatine Pirates can claim state championships in soccer on the boys and the girls side in one school year?
2 minutes remaining in the
Tell you what,
half.
the boys' state final was played in a downpour and mud like crazy. Fortunately, the Lord looking down on us today.
Just a great night for soccer, and that wind, which earlier today had been a problem, now it is not even available for us. It is just a comfortable evening at Conant High School in Hoffman Estates.
I think a breeze would probably be a better description instead of a wind.
You're right. Ball comes down. Palatine tries to head it out of their end. Joanne Douglas. Nice play by Douglas to get through two red jerseys, and then ball cleared out of bounds by Naperville Central. It'll be a throw-in for Palatine. A minute and 12 seconds remaining in the first half, and the Redhawks leading this one 1-0.
I think if Palatine could finish this half strong, as they've played the last couple of minutes, it's going to be a big boost for them at the halftime break. Here's Vecchiola using that wing again.
Vecchiola still chasing after that ball, and a nice play by Darta to slide away and kick it beyond the end line. So it will be a corner
number 11,
for Palatine. Long or short post? What do you like?
I think Palatine likes to play short post. They usually charge 3 or 4 to the near side. Let's see if that's in their game plan here. Somebody with a skip header or a quick deflection. They played it
out
high
front
this time.
I'm surprised they decided to play out high. There was a lot of traffic inside. Ball goes out of bounds, and Marcus will throw in with 10 seconds remaining. It's got to be a quick throw, and it is. There's the header toward the goal. Just missing the long post that time, and a nice play out front. And the fans like the effort as the first half comes to an end from Conant High School and Hoffman Estates. And what a nice effort for Palatine just before the final gun.
Got up high, got it across. Unfortunately, that forward there got in a bit too deep. But how was she to know it was going to skip across?
It looked like Patty Sharapata had the chance, but couldn't come up. The Redhawks lead the Pirates 1-0 at the half. We'll have more straight ahead as you watch Girls State Final soccer action on Sports Channel. Jim Kozimor and Ed Vicinic with you at Conant High School in Hoffman Estates. There you see the third place trophy for the Girls State Soccer Championships, and the winner is
St. Charles Saints. They defeated the Buffalo Grove Bisons by a score of 2-1. Kind of tough to get yourself up for a game like that, especially after playing in the morning and playing a grueling match like St. Charles did. But they put on an entertaining match of soccer.
First half scoring summary, the only goal of the contest. That one scored by Bridget Dorada of Naperville Central at the 13-17 mark, and the Redhawks have the 1-0 lead. Shots on goal very close, but it doesn't really tell you the story. There have been many good scoring opportunities. Corner kicks about even. Palatine not really able to capitalize on those. There you see the saves, each team with 2. And here's the goal.
And Mucci sending it across, and watch Bridget Dorada get up. One of the defenders got caught napping just a bit, and Dorada found a seam. I don't think she actually headed it where she wanted to, but she had enough force behind the head ball to bang it off goalkeeper Aaron Eckberg and get it into the back of the twine, and that's how we sit.
Second half of action coming straight ahead. The Naperville Central Redhawks have the 1-0 lead. We'll have more as you watch girls high school soccer action on Sports Channel. And the second half has begun. The 40-minute session with Naperville Central leading 1-0. I'm Jim Kozimor with Ed Vicinic. An entertaining first half of action, then the long break in between, and we'll see how this early second half gets going. Remember, in the early portions of this game, it was all Palatine Pirates. Then, for about the final 25 minutes, it was pretty much Naperville Central having the advantage.
Yeah, I think Palatine, maybe for the last 3 or 4 minutes, not that they dominated the game, but they sure got themselves back in as far as being able to possess the ball a little bit and make some forays toward goal.
It was as if the field were tilted for Naperville Central. Streaking on the near side, Anna Williams chases it down, and Anna Williams able to keep it in. Makes a move, beats one person, and then the ball is kicked beyond the end line, and that will be a corner kick for Naperville Central.
I think Anna Williams is one of those players that might get overlooked a little bit by people who watch the Redhawks. I'm sure she's not overlooked by Ed Watson and the rest of their teammates, but she's kind of a quiet outside midfielder who showed us some good speed there and a nose to go to goal.
Rebecca Rose will have the corner kick with the right leg. And they set up the play. There's the approach. Ball headed out, but a scoring opportunity. Shot blocked out front, and that was McCamick who had the opportunity. Ball kept in. McCamick has it knocked away, and Palatine will come out. Naperville applying the pressure. The Redhawks. Jeanette Kroos sending it towards the goalkeeper, Erin Eckberg, who handles it. In order for a goalkeeper to be All-State, we have Shelley Kruger with Naperville Central, the All-Stater, and the second team All-Stater and Erin Eckberg. How good does the defense have to be?
I think that has a lot to do with it. I mean, if you're getting a team that's playing in front of you, the numbers are going to show up. But I think, you know, a lot of people who follow the game understand that, you know, you might have one of the better goalies playing on a team that's really bad, but not often is it going to happen. You're going to get an All-Stater on a team that has terrible defense.
Hannah Williams had it taken away, and now the Palatine Pirates, who work to our right with the white tops over red. Ball kicked away, and a nice play by Debbie Welsh.
I think on that last run by Palatine, Kathleen Shager, she had picked her head up. She had a teammate streaking over on the left side, and after she drew the double team in, could have laid it off and created a bit more of an attack, but I don't know if she saw the help she was getting on the far side of the field.
Diane Marcus had the ball knocked away, and there was a timeout, as it appeared Rebecca Rose was trying to knock that, not Rebecca Rose, but Ashley Latcher got a foot on it and may have twisted her leg. 36 minutes, 26 seconds remaining in the second half, and Latcher gets up and is okay. She'll stay in the game. And Marcus will throw in and really runs into it with a wind-up throw. The two-hand overhead toss is headed out by Dorada. Looked like there was a handball there, no call. Ball out front, spins away. Finally cleared by Naperville Central.
Sweeper Bridget Dorado is right in the middle of that entire thing for the Red Hawk defense.
Anna Williams on the near side. One-on-one. Nice move to get around Megan Fisher. And then finds Mucci. Mucci and Kroos.
See the way they get the ball out to the wings.
McCamick almost lost it. Now McCamick on the far right side lost her defender. Oh, but gave the pass in the middle to the wrong color. Kathleen Shager was there to intercept. But still, Naperville Central tries to apply the pressure. Kroos in the middle, had it taken away and finally cleared by Joanne Douglas. And chasing after it, good hustle, number 20, Patty Sharapata, trying to keep it alive. Couldn't get there, but excellent effort by Sharapata.
You know, I don't know if Patty has even really started to hit stride yet. She was on a state champion pom-pom team at Palatine. She missed the preseason workouts with the Pirates. Came in a little bit late, hurt her knee in the second practice she was involved with. So one of the reasons she only has 5 goals this year during the regular season is she's been little bit slowed because of it. I think she had like 15 goals last season. She's kind of just hitting stride right now.
Christy Brewer had it knocked out of bounds, and now it is Jenny Zamarin who throws it in. Sharapata couldn't control it and lost. It will be Naperville Central's ball. With the throw in, Heather Watts. Good hustle by Watts to get back and try to find McCamick. There's Lisa.
Performance. It's not a lot of talk. It's act.
For Watts, but she can't handle it.
That's great composure for a sophomore. Lisa McCamick coming back. She had pressure. She just held on to the ball. It ultimately didn't make any connections on that pass, but she had some time where she didn't panic with the ball.
Shager in the middle. Shager in white for Palatine. And Marcus able to lob ahead to Sharapata, hoping Shager would have started to streak, but Shager stayed back and the ball cleared through. McCamick ahead for Kroos. Kroos against Shager, a height differential there, but Kroos able to clear it ahead, and great hustle. Ashley Latcher goes after it. Latcher bumped off the ball and is kicked out of bounds by Palatine.
In for the Redhawks.
Christy Costabile smelled that out from her sweeper spot. Playing in the middle of the field. She saw the ball going to the wing and just had the angle over there on Latcher and made a strong play on the ball.
Looks like Julie McHale will throw in, and does to McCamick. Back for McHale. There's the center. No one is there to clear it. The ball hits the top of the netting. So it will be a goal kicked for the Palatine Pirates, with Naperville Central up 1-0. 32 minutes, 45 seconds left in the second half. And it is Marcus who will handle the kick. Diane Marcus, who has had an effect on this game. Ahead for Cindy Roycroft, but she's knocked away. McCamick ahead for Kroos. Back for McCamick. Good 1-2 play right there.
Some great interplay from the Redhawks. The short, quick passes, and Kroos really does well taking the ball on the run. Man, it has a great sense of midfield play.
Turnus took down Jane Mucci that time, but no whistle. And play continued. On the near side, Palatine with the ball. That was Megan Fisher ahead. Now it's Sharapata, and a good sweeping sliding kick by Anna Williams to knock it out of bounds.
Fisher stepped around one mark, and Sharapata just couldn't get past Anna Williams.
It will be a throw-in, and again, Diane Marcus will handle it. She gets quite a running start up to that line. This will act like a corner and a good scoring chance. The header is into the net, and a goal for Palatine. It looked like Suzanne Turnus
It certainly was, and I think the Pirates did a good job of sealing off the goalkeeper, Shelley Kruger, that time. Kruger couldn't get to the ball, and Turnus went up high and knotted it into the goal. That is a great goal, and you saw how dangerous those long throws are. It's just the same as a corner kick as far as the Pirates are concerned, and as far as the Naperville Central Redhawks have to defend.
Correction.
31-31.
From the Pirates.
Remaining in the second half, and it's a whole new state championship game for girls soccer. Tied at 1 apiece, Naperville Central and Palatine playing with some aggression right now. They will throw in from the near side. There to do it is Joanne Douglas. Sharapata couldn't handle the throw in, and Naperville Central will have the ball.
Debbie Welsh did a nice job of getting her body inside of Sharapata there and gained the throw in. You see now where the Pirates are winning more of the 50-50 balls. They're a little quicker to the free ones, whereas throughout most of the first half it was Naperville Central getting to everything that was loose.
Naperville Central with a free kick as they try to move ahead. Ashley Latcher on the right side for McCamick. In traffic, has it stripped away by Kathy Kane.
What a strong tackle that was.
Suzanne Turness, who scored the game-tying goal. Here's a kick into the middle, finally cleared out by Christy Costable. That was dangerous there in the middle.
Julie McHale throwing
So
in for
far
the
in this
Redhawks.
game, Ann Mucci really hasn't put a stamp on it for Naperville Central, and that's a credit to the defense of the Palatine Pirates. They've kept her bottled up for the most part, although she did get an assist on the Naperville Central goal.
Kroos throws in. The ball is knocked away toward the middle of the field. Anna Williams tried to bring it to the near side, and it was blocked out by Joanne Douglas, number 4 for Palatine. Here's a long throw in, and finally headed down. Diane Marcus clears the zone for Palatine, and the ball comes all the way back into the Naperville Central end. Dorada plays it ahead, and the ball is knocked out of bounds. Heather Watts will throw in.
Heather Watts.
Palatine will bring in
Coming in for the Pirates, number 14.
substitution for Palatine as Kathleen Shager comes in. She has 9 goals this year, and she wears the number 14. Turness had it knocked out of bounds. It will be Naperville Central's ball, and then Turness a little terse as she throws the ball hard down into the ground, wanting to slow play down just a bit so Naperville Central doesn't have a breakout situation. Long ball played way back into the Palatine Pirate end. This game tied at 1 apiece for the girls' state title. Naperville Central in red tops got to the finals last year and lost.
Foul call against the Redhawks.
And with the score tied at 1, we'll have more girls' state soccer championship action on Sports Channel. Jim Kozumor and Ed Soccer Boy Vucinic with you from Conan High School in Hoffman Estates. And Soccer Boy, intense action here today.
They're playing for a state championship. It's got to be intense.
I know I've myself had to towel off young Ed. He is really getting into this game now that it is tied at 1-1, and Palatine scoring the game tire on a very pretty throw-in from the side, and it was headed into the net.
I'm going to have to find a way to merchandise Soccer Boy.
We're
Make millions of dollars.
Well, if you do, thank me. Now Palatine with a breakout.
Joanne Douglas has been a key in the resurgence of Palatine in this game. From her right back spot, right midfield spot, she's really taken a hold of the game on this right flank and caused some things to happen for the Pirates.
Megan Fisher with a throw-in. The ball headed by Sharapata. Then it is blocked as Sharapata tried to get something started, and Kroos able to clear the area. McCamick on the outside.
On that last throw-in, Jim, I'd really like to know if anybody on Palatine was talking to Sharapata there, because she tried to skip the ball off her head and there was no defender near her within 5 yards. She had time to take it down and turn.
McCamick for Naperville Central played it to an open area. No teammate was there, and then the ball was cleared by Palatine as Christy Costable got over and knocked it out of bounds.
In for the Redhawks,
Throw in
number
coming
18,
for Anna
Jennifer
Williams
Crumble.
of the Redhawks.
And number 19, Jane Bucci.
The
Jane Bucci back in.
Redhawks were able to get a lot of substitutions in against Buffalo Grove, and it made Ed Watson one happy coach. He said, you know what, everybody on this team had a chance to experience playing in the state soccer championship. You know, it was a semifinal game, but it's still part of the tournament. They were out there touching the ball and a big part of it.
Rebecca Rose in traffic, able to push the ball ahead to McCamick, and then to the outside. Rebecca Rose has the kick knocked out of bounds. Actually, she knocked it out of bounds, and that will be Palatine's ball.
The Redhawks do such a great job of supporting on the wing, be it McCamick or McHale or Mucci. There's always usually somebody who's making an overlapping run on the wing to give the ball carrier, the person with the ball, another option. You know, whether to take on the defender one-on-one or lay it out to the wing and get the goal. But lately in this game, really, Naperville Central hasn't been able to do much with it.
Ball knocked to center, and that time Sharapata got bumped from behind, and they point to Sharapata for the foul. That's a tough one to take because she took the brunt of the contact.
You know what?
Now they change.
Yeah, Steve Davidson is my mistake, and he points the other way.
There from behind, you could see the contact on the corner of that.
And Sharapata got her head on the ball, without a doubt.
Had 2 goals this morning in the semis when Palatine was able to upset defending state champion St. Charles to get here.
On one of those goals, she just undressed the defender down the left wing, really at high speed, scored from a sharp angle, and her second goal came in a crowd off of a corner kick or a throw-in. for the ball that was crossed.
Punches it ahead. Chasing after it was Heidi Wyszlinski and couldn't quite get there. Wyszlinski on the near side. Good pass to the middle. And Mucci for Kroos. Ball tangled up in a pile. And Jane Mucci to Kroos, and a quick shot on net. And Aaron Ekberg is able to glove that one.
By Aaron Ekberg.
Throws it ahead, and Palatine wants to move quickly. They had the advantage when they scored that goal to tie the game at 1. And then it looked like they had a burst of energy, but they haven't been able to do much with it. Here's Sharapata for Palatine. Ahead, and a nice pass for Christy Brewer. Brewer bumped by Dorada. Plays it back, and the kick is blocked and goes out of bounds.
That is a great idea by Christy Brewer. Unfortunately, she didn't get enough pace on the pass to get it back to her teammate by the time the ball arrived. So it was a Naperville Central defender. There we see it. Jumping out, I think Rebecca Rose got in, either her or Heather Watts, one of the two. That was Rose. And Turnus didn't have any time to do anything with the ball.
Long throw in coming for Palatine. It centers in, but is knocked out of bounds. That was right toward the middle. And again, Diane Marcus with the throw in. That is such a dangerous play. And Palatine always threatening. Ed Watson, the coach of Naperville Central, must rethink his plans with this game now knotted up at 1 and just under 23 minutes remaining in the second half.
The last couple of throw-ins, Palatine has created enough traffic in front of Shelley Kruger where she's been unable to get to those balls.
Hard bump that time by Heidi Wyszlinski as she really popped Jessica Berglund. And that will give Palatine the ball, and they'll set it up.
Marcus with the restart.
Marcus with a free kick. Everyone on side, and now Marcus sends it towards the center. A whistle.
Steve Davidson caught somebody in there pushing off. That was wearing a white jersey right on top of the play, and that'll give the Redhawks a free kick.
Number 25,
and Debbie Welsh will handle it, the 5'8" junior. Puts the ball back into play. Sends it down the center. Good header to move it toward the offensive end. This could be a chance. McCamick almost had an opportunity and snuck by Julie McHale.
Christy Costable throwing in for the Pirates.
It will be the Palatine Pirates ball. Christy Costable will throw in. Bounces ahead, and Vecchiola back into the game for Palatine. Long pass ahead that will go out of bounds.
The Pirates changed the point of attack almost perfectly on that time. A long ball across the field. Unfortunately, it didn't locate a teammate for the Pirates.
Kroos, who has been around the ball for much of the second half. Play seems to surround her.
She's like a little engine room.
Nice play by Kathleen Shager to keep it alive. Shager, who is a bit taller than some of the other players in the field. There was a push. And instead of Naperville Central ball, it will be, you see, from behind. You'll see number 22, Heidi Wyszlinski, and she's been rather physical tonight.
Laid a shoulder in. That is most definitely a foul.
Diane Marcus will have the kick. Headed toward the center. Dorada knocks it out. Shager has it. Shager against Dorada. Shager has it knocked out of bounds, and that will be a throw-in. Diane Marcus dangerous. This is how the goal was scored for Palatine as they tied it up earlier in this second half.
You got the big sophomores, Turnus and Shager, in there. Both of those girls a little bit taller than the rest. And that's the targets.
What a starting point for this throw-in. Ball headed down, and a great save by Shelley Kruger as she went right after the ball once it hit the ground.
You know, it takes a lot of discipline for somebody like Kruger. If she's being obstructed and can't get to the ball, then she's got to have enough discipline to hold her line and just to react to what happened. The worst mistake she can make as if she decides to, you know, go through somebody and can't get there. Watch the save now. Nice job there by Turnus to get it down. And Kruger was right in a good spot.
And Turnus has the 1 goal already for the Palatine Pirates. That's the goal in the second half that tied the game. Naperville Central with McCamick on the near side, trying to get around the defense. Costable with a good defensive play. And now Christy Costable out of her own end for Palatine. Kicks it ahead, and it will be Naperville Central's ball.
Now, those two girls involved in that play, I just love watching those two run. McCamick and Costable, both with very graceful strides, very quick, and they cover a lot of ground.
Into the center of the field for Christy Brewer. For Palatine, number 21 in white. She will chase the play from behind and with a steal. And now Vecchiola tries to chase after it, number 7 in white for Palatine.
The Naperville Central Redhawks were involved in a nail-biter in the quarterfinals against O'Fallon. They had a goal scored upon them late to tie it up and then had to go to the second overtime before Ann Mucci won it. So playing in these tight games is nothing foreign to them, even though their record is very impressive.
Clock continues to tick as we approach the 18-minute mark of the second half. Out of the corner, McCamick for Naperville Central. Knocked away nicely by the defense.
Megan Fisher with the play.
Jane Mucci finds McCamick. And Mucci couldn't get the shot off. Kroos sends it to an open area, and the ball will go beyond the end line. A goal kick coming for Palatine.
And Mucci a little bit shaken up there. But what a great move by Lisa McCamick when she got the ball. Her first step was inside to shield off the defender and then got it across.
Diane Marcus sends it ahead. Jessica Berglund punches it ahead. Now it's a race for the ball. Patty Sharapata, number 20 in white for Palatine, can't get there. And Dorada knocks it out of bounds.
Dorada had the right idea. She got to the ball early, and she knew the momentum of Sharapata would give her no chance on the ball with a touch outside. And unfortunately for Bridget, she hit it a little bit too weighty and was unable to get on the back end after the first touch.
This might be a little out of the range of Diane Marcus, but she will get the running start.
Let's see if somebody will flip it on from the short post. She got it there.
Sure did. Still a scoring chance, and that ball is thrown out to the side again, and it'll be another long throw-in for Diane Marcus.
And I do believe it was sweeper Bridget Dorada that headed that out for Naperville Central.
Crowd really enjoying this event, the Girls State Soccer Championships here in Illinois. Diane Marcus with a long throw-in. The header is in the net. A goal for the Palatine Pirates, and they take the lead 2-1. Almost a replay of the first goal.
Deja vu all over again. She gets up high and nods it toward goal. There was nobody that can get up that high with Suzanne Turnus. And Diane Marcus put it right on her noggin again. That is one happy Palatine Pirate.
Shelley Kruger, the goalkeeper, who came into this game with a goals against average of 0.56. But numbers don't help you. You have to stop the ball. And two headers by Suzanne Turness have given Palatine a 2-1 lead with just under 16 minutes remaining in regulation.
Ed Watson knew exactly what he was going to be in for after watching the semifinal between Palatine and St. Charles. That's the first thing he said was, man, I got to find a way to lengthen the width of this field. Lengthen the width, does that make sense? Widen the field is something that he wanted to do, and he hit it right on the head. He knew that was going to pose some problems, and both of the Palatine goals have come off long throw-ins. On the other side, Palatine and Willie Fillion says, you know what, we spend a lot of time on our dead balls, and that's where we cash in.
Palatine can't keep it inbounds. Naperville Central will have the ball. Throwing in will be Debbie Welsh. Lob ahead. Kroos with a nice header into the middle, but can't get the shot off. Sarah Welsh was open in the middle and couldn't crank the shot away. Now we have a whistle on the play.
Don't know what the call is here, but let's take a look. Little aerial volleyball happening here. Dangerous play is what he's going to call. Jessica Berglund got the kick up a little high, so this is an indirect kick for the Redhawks.
And it will be taken by Ann Mucci, the all-time leading scorer in Naperville Central history. The ball headed off the crossbar and then goes over the end line. What a scoring opportunity for the Redhawks.
Erin Ekberg is wiping the sweat off her brow right now because she went to get it and came up shy. Who got a head in? It looked like Anna Williams maybe, and she got it off the crossbar, but that was a situation where the goalkeeper came out and didn't get there and almost paid for it.
It was Debbie Welsh who got the head on it, but it hit the crossbar. And now a corner kick coming. Rebecca Rose, right-legged. This ball will hook away from the net. There's the kick into the middle. Dorada got a head on it, but sent it out front instead of sending it, directing it towards the net. 13 minutes, 20 seconds remaining in regulation time, and Palatine with a 2-1 lead, so Naperville Central will try to open things up offensively.
I think they still got a little time before they throw caution to the wind here. Just stay within themselves. You know, Jim, back to that indirect free kick they had that Mucci sent across goal. I mean, that was in the most perfect spot it could have been. It was far enough, it was close enough where the goalkeeper thought she had a chance on it, that it was far enough where she couldn't get it. Perfect spot, and unfortunately for the Redhawks, they hit a crossbar.
Palatine will probably spend the rest of this game trying to clear their area and run some clock here. Naperville Central sends it in, a race for the ball. Costable chasing after it in the white jersey for Palatine and knocks it out of bounds. So the Redhawks will have it with a throw in from the far right side.
Naperville Central has to remember how effective they were getting the balls down the wings to Julie McHale and Lisa Mechanic. They've gone away from that just a little bit because Palatine has gotten into the flow of this.
Throw in that is headed by Ann Mucci, and she inadvertently just pops it over the end line.
Once again, I'm wondering how much communication, how much her teammates were talking to her on that, because she really had 3 or 4 yards of space where she could have taken that down and maybe turned, but was looking for the skip header. That might be in the game plan. Somebody with the skill of Ann Mucci is able to turn something like that.
There's Ann Mucci getting a foot on the ball. Sarah Welsh sends it through. Chasing it down, Jessica Berglund in white for Palatine. Tangled up in the corner.
Debbie Welsh throwing in for the Redhawks.
And it will be a Naperville Central throw-in from almost the left corner. That's Debbie Welsh. Long lob ahead. Bounces in front. It's dangerous in the middle. And cleared out of there by Palatine. There's another chance. A shot that misses the net.
Number 18.
And that will be a goal kick for Palatine. Naperville Central doing everything they can to put pressure on the net.
You hit it on the head, Jim. That's dangerous for Palatine to allow that ball to hit the ground there, because a couple of players had an option to play it. Maybe goalkeeper Erin Ekberg could have gotten to it, but nobody took the initiative to get there, and it almost cost them dearly.
Naperville Central again on the attack. Jane Mucci on the near side. Ridden off the ball, and it's knocked out by Palatine's Jessica Berglund. The lob in. A check of the time. Getting near that 10-minute mark. With just 10 minutes left in this, the second half. And Mucci, the all-stater, sends one to the high corner and just missed the net.
Goal kick for the Pirates.
There's her sister. Come on, Ann, help us out here, she's saying. Watch the collection, then the quick move to her right. And just unleashed a right foot that didn't have enough curl on it to get it up her window.
Boy, but she knew what she wanted to do.
Yeah.
She wasn't just flailing away at the netting. She picked a corner and went for it. A gutsy score. Ann Mucci, who had 20 goals this year and 12 assists, and has an assist on the only goal for the Redhawks this evening. Vecchiola for Palatine, pushing in on the left side. Vecchiola trying to save it, but can't.
Corner kick.
And it will be a corner for the Pirates. Boy, that Vecchiola with great quickness on the outside.
She uses it well. You know, a lot of times, Jim, players with speed or with quickness don't use it effectively. Anna Marie knows exactly what she's doing with the ball. Get it to the end line and get it across. She's a very tenacious player.
With all the pressure that Naperville Central has applied to sophomore goalkeeper Erin Eckberg, she's withstood. And now, with just under 9 minutes left in the game, a prime scoring chance. There's a ball put toward the middle that will get over the end line.
You know, I don't think Ann Mucci is quite 100%. In the semifinal game this morning, she was on a semi-break to goal, and just before she went to kick it, somebody stuck a foot in and she kind of clipped her right foot. And I've seen a couple of times this evening where the same thing has happened to her.
Palatine sends it out of bounds. Megan Fisher kicking it out, and now Naperville Central pushes it towards the middle of the field. Kroos, number 1 in red, gets away from Shager, and now we have a whistle from behind. A push. That's on Kathleen Shager. Boy, that Kroos has been tough. Jeanette Kroos, just 5'2", but all over the field tonight.
She was holding off Turnus there, who probably goes about 5'11". Redhawks sensing a little something here in the stands. To the far post.
Boy, Ann Mucci took a run at it, so did Kroos, but neither could get there. 7.5 minutes remaining in the second half. Palatine has the 2-1 lead. They're looking for what would be their second state title, their last in 1989.
Julie McHale just checked into Naperville Central's lineup, replacing Sarah Welsh. Sarah Welsh, only a freshman. She's been having some problems with one of her feet and unable to go for long periods of time.
Sharapata had it for Palatine, almost a breakout. Mucci, Jane Mucci, plays on the near side, chasing after it. Good hustle by Anna Williams, but couldn't get around the defense.
She had the right idea, the execution just.
Back in the game for the Pirates, number 7, Anne-Marie Vecchiola.
And you'll see Palatine take their time on some of these throw-ins and some of these situations where they've got to put the ball back into play.
No doubt about that.
Long throw-in for Sharapata, who heads it back but can't get it out of the Palatine end. A race after the ball, a good head by Julie McHale, and then she is tripped up wildly, and the ball goes out of bounds.
Debbie Welsh knows that their attack is to the wings. Good battle there on the 50-50 ball, and Joanne Douglas playing it tough, called for the foul.
Throwing, taken by number 1.
Actually, it's just out of play. No foul on the play. It's a throw-in.
Jeanette Kroos will throw in. Ball headed away. It will get over the end line. So corner kick coming. Just under 6 minutes left in this game. A big corner coming. Short or long post on this?
I think they're going to go right to the middle. Naperville Central likes to place a couple of players at the 6-yard box. They played it real short that time. Playing the short corner to catch Palatine
for the Pirates.
off guard a bit. time becomes the enemy of Naperville Central.
Ball blocked out front, and Mucci sends one toward the net. It is blocked. Boy, that was close, right on the line.
Aaron Eckberg was in a major scramble back there. Major scramble. And was able to get back and keep that ball from getting over the goal line, but great vision from Ann Mucci.
Now the clock ticks to 4:45 left in regulation. Dorada on the back line for Naperville Central. Tries to play it ahead for Croce, but it's knocked away. Suzanne Turness brings it up. Turness bumped off the ball. Sharapata keeps it alive. Turness chases after it, but can't handle. Naperville Central tries to move it ahead, and Croce is able to put it towards the center part of the field. And Mucci.
Look at Ann Williams trying to get the
Jane Mucci. Nice play by McCamick to keep it alive and get it on the outside for Ann Mucci, and it's kicked out of bounds by Palatine. 4 minutes remaining in the second half.
Naperville Central's going to have to try and get their defenders up in the attack now. They still got Dorada way back here, and Welsh and Rose. You know, it doesn't matter if you lose 2-1 or 3-1 now.
Into the game for the
You've
Pirates.
got to commit to attack soon, I would think, if you're Ed Watson.
Ed Watson shouting the encouragement to his team, but Palatine in possession of the ball right now. It's knocked away, and there's Jeanette Croce one more time, trying to be just a little bug in the middle to keep things alive for Naperville Central. Jane Mucci on the near side has it taken away. Good defensive play by Brooke Bauer. Bauer on the near side sends it ahead, and Naperville Central will clear with 3 minutes and 10 seconds remaining in the second half. The crowd yelling for Palatine to burn some time. Megan Fisher kicked it out of bounds, and now Megan Fisher will head it ahead to Jessica Berglund. 2:55 remaining in the second half.
See Jennifer Crummel over on the right side and Debbie Welch here. They have to say, okay, Bridget and whoever else is in the middle, you take care of the breakaways, 1-on-1, 2v1. We got to get forward. But it looks like Naperville Central is just a little bit gassed. Remember, they played the second game. They've had the least amount of rest out of these two teams. Probably the first game got over somewhere around 1 o'clock. So you're talking about 6 hours where you have to lace them up again. Palatine probably had about 8 hours.
Ball comes back to the Palatine Pirate end. Fisher knocks it out of bounds. 2 minutes remaining in the second half.
2 minutes remaining in the game.
Ball knocked out and loose, and it's Bauer for Palatine. Tripped up, but no whistle.
Deflected. That should be a corner kick.
Looked like it was
yes,
deflected, but
nope,
no call.
I thought that one.
Goal kick call for the Pirates.
Here's a look.
And it was Anna Williams. Looked like that one might have been deflected. 1.5 minutes remaining. A whistle, and Naperville Central will have the free kick.
See, now if you're Naperville Central, get those defenders into the attack. They're not doing you any good back there. Put as many red shirts as you can in front of goal.
Approaching the 1 minute mark. Naperville Central has got to pick up the pace.
That's what Ed Watson and his coaching staff is saying. Get in there.
There's the kick ahead. It is headed over the end line. So a corner kick will come for Naperville Central.
Boy, was Palatine fortunate that the defender got ahead on it, because Ann Mucci was teeing it up. If that ball got over the top, Mucci was there to pick it away.
And Mucci will center. Here's the cross. Headed out by Palatine. 40 seconds remaining in the second half. And it's kicked out of bounds by the Palatine Pirates. The Redhawks look to throw in. They were losers last year to St. Charles 2-1. They find themselves with the same score in the same place with 25 seconds remaining in the second half. Jessica Berglund sends it ahead, a dangerous pass, looking for Joanne Douglas. Douglas sends it across. 10 seconds remaining now. Palatine with an opportunity, shot on stop, and this game will end with Palatine, your new girls state champion.
At the conclusion of 80 minutes of play, the Naperville Central Redhawks 1, the Palatine Pirates 2.
They brought a strong contingent of fans, and they are all happy for this very young team. And Coach Willie Fillion does the incredible, winning the boys state title in the fall, bookending it in the springtime with the girls state championship.
What a great feeling that has to be. Now the girls can go back to the guys and say, we did it too, and I know the guys are just as happy for their counterparts. Willie Fillion took a team he thought at the beginning of the season really didn't have everything that it took to win a state championship. But as the season developed, he saw some things start to happen. He saw his defense get stronger. He saw players start to execute as it goes along. And about the middle of the season, he started to feel that they had a chance, especially when they came up with a victory over St. Charles during the regular season. They knocked off the defending state champs in the semifinals and completed with this victory.
So a new state champion in girls soccer, and it's the Palatine Pirates on the strength of two. Suzanne Turnus header goals, and the Pirates win 2-1 over the Redhawks. We'll have more and wrap it up as you watch girls soccer action on Sports Channel. Jim Kozimor and Ed Vicinic with you at Conan High School in Hoffman Estates, where the Palatine Pirates bookend the boys' state title in the fall. The girls are the new state champions, and here's the game winner.
Both of them were carbon copies. The long throw in by Diane Marcus. She gets it to the short stick, and getting up tall is sophomore Suzanne Turnus. Turned them in both the exact same way. There was no way that Shelley Kruger could get to that ball with Turnus in front of her.
The scoring summary, and like you said, it's a replay. Turnus with a header at the 48-29 mark, and Turnus with a header again at the 63-53 mark, both on throw-ins by Diane Marcus. And as much as Turnus has mentioned, Marcus should come in the same breath. Shots on goal very close, each team with tremendous scoring opportunities. Naperville Central with many chances to tie late. The fouls, one-sided Palatine playing the roughed-up game, and they get the victory, and the save chart shows 5-4, and your winner is the Palatine Pirates as they come away as your new champion. This their second championship overall in their history. You'll have to go back 6 years to the day. June 3rd, 1989, they won their first, and now Willie Fillion wins the second for the school, his second this year, and congratulations to them. We'll close things out as you watch Girls Soccer Championship action on Sports Channel.
Denise Williams.
There you see the explosion of youth soccer
Manager Jenny
here in Illinois as
Ostrowski.
they are very excited. There is a new state champion team, the Palatine Pirates, in girls high school soccer. At this time, Sports Channel would like to thank H. David Fry, Ola Bundy, Susan Hinrichsen, and all those at the Illinois High School Association for making this championship event possible. We'd also like to thank Washington Bush for his cooperation in the coordination of this event. It has been a fabulous event here at Conan High School in Hoffman Estates, and the Palatine Pirates with a tremendous victory and what many would say is a surprise, Ed.
Yeah, I think it's got to be a little bit of an upset. You know, Palatine showed us what they were made of. We knew that they lacked stars. They got through the season. They posted their wins because of their heart and soul, and they used their dead ball situations to great advantage. The Naperville Central Redhawks, God, they had to play the whole entire season with so much pressure, all the expectations of this is going to be the next state champion. The unfortunate part in any state championship game, Jim, is that one team is always going to go away with the loss. But after a couple of weeks, you start reflecting back and thinking about, you know, what a great season it was, what a great time you had with your teammates, and it eases the pain a little bit.
This game was produced and directed by the gruff but lovable Michelle Zavanti Godwin. Tonight's graphics coordinator has been Matt Luke. Remote facilities provided by Trio Video. Coordinating producer is David A. Turner. The production manager is Sheila Brown. Our executive producer is Kathy Karp, and the vice president of programming at Sports Channel, none other than Mike Bogad. For Ed Vicenic, I'm Jim Kozimor saying goodbye for now. Once again, our IHSA soccer champions, the Palatine Pirates, as they win 2-1. This preceding event has been an exclusive presentation of Sports Channel.
Okay, feel me a little